Welcome back, my YouTube family. We are doing a little bit of a continuation of last week's YouTube video and talking about scheduling your business, creating your business plan, but specifically today, we're going to talk about how to plan out your launch schedule. And there's 3 specific launch schedules I'm going to go over, or I should say launch styles. One is ongoing, one is month to month, and one is quarterly or yearly. I'm going to take you inside my workshop that I did about a month ago from when I'm actually filming this video. I'm going to make sure we link the full workshop down in the description along with the workbook. The workshop took place in my Facebook group, so you must go to the Facebook group to see it, but it's pinned to the top. If it's not there for some reason, if you're watching this a long way ahead of time, it'll be in the files section. Just message me on Instagram at meganneelaney.com, at Megan Neelaney, or comment down below in the comments and say, I can't find the workshop. I'll make sure I get it to you, I promise. It's totally free, it's really awesome, it's chock full. There's so much gold there, but this is a little snippet of it if you just want this part about planning out your launch schedule. Hope this helps. I'm really excited to see which launch style you fall under, and I really hope this helps you just plan a little bit more accordingly to your personality and how you operate instead of just copying what everyone else is doing when launching their programs. So like the last video that I did, we'll make sure we link it down below, again, like I said in the intro, but I'm going to talk a little bit about scheduling, but this is going to be more about scheduling your launches, so of your programs. And if you're new to the term, because it's a very coaching industry term that I've noticed, but launching is essentially opening and closing cart for your offer, whatever that is. Now, if you are in a more evergreen style, which means your program is always open, then this won't really pertain to you as much. This is like, hey, publicly, I'm putting it on my social media. My program is open. It's open right now, and you can buy it for a week or 2 weeks, right? There's an open and close date. There's that sense of urgency, and it's usually for programs that have a start and end date, right? Something that either it's the first time you're putting it out, so you just want to draw a lot of attention to it and make it more exclusive and make it have more urgency for someone to sign up. Or it's a program that you want a group to start together, right? You either want everyone to start together and end together at the same time, whatever it may be. So again, that's what launching really is. I have other videos about that, and we'll make sure we link them below. I believe I recorded a YouTube video about that already. So I'll make sure I link it down below if we did. Can't remember as I'm recording. That's okay. So there are 3 different launch styles I've noticed. So I'm going to go over those 3 briefly. And I hope by the end of this, you can see which one you fall most under. So one is ongoing, meaning that you're always open. This isn't really launching like I just said, because you're kind of always promoting. You're always open. You can always take clients. 2 is more of a month to month kind of launch schedule. And that's meaning like maybe you have something new every month coming out, or you like to have big spikes every single month, right? Launching is a great way to inject cash into your business, essentially. It's a great way to have a big influx of cash or a big influx of clients. So maybe you do that month to month, and you're very focused on that. And then 3 is more quarterly or yearly. There's some people who launch once a year. They have one program, they launch once a year, and that's their big thing. Usually they have huge audiences, a lot of credibility, and they've been doing this for a while. That's what I've noticed. It's rare that someone who's just starting can do that. I can't personally do that just yet. I mean, I can't never say never, but I don't want to do that just yet. I really like doing more quarterly kind of focused. So quarterly is like it sounds. You focus more on quarterly launches. That's personally what I've gone to this year. But before that, I'm recording this in 2021. Before that, I was very month to month with most of my launches. Every month I was focused on how much was I making this month, what programs was I launching that month. Now I'm actually more focused on quarters. So I'm planning my launches based on quarters, and we're doing, as you can guess, max 4 launches this year. And probably even less, probably only 3. And we're focused more on a lot of lead up, a lot of value, a lot of free value. It's what gave me space to create this YouTube channel, honestly. If I was doing month to month, I probably wouldn't have been able to create this YouTube channel. It lets me just give a lot of value to my audience and really build up that credibility, really build up that trust, and have more of a bigger influx when I do launch. So having bigger, less frequent launches that make up for not doing month to month. I'm loving it so far. It's giving me a lot of space to create. It's letting me just give so much value to my audience, and I'm not selling as much because I'm just giving so much value that by the time I do sell, people are ready to go. So I'm going to dive into it a little bit more based on what I call your coach approach. Now, I want you to do me a favor and pause this video if you have not taken my coach approach quiz. If you are not a coach and you're like, I don't want to take it, that's fine. This part might not make as much sense to you, but just go with me here. Go to megandelaney.com/quiz. Take that quiz, and whichever one that you landed in, you will understand this a little bit more. But there are 4 different approaches that you can take your coaching. Probably way more, but there's 4 I've identified after being in this business for a long time, working with clients. They've all fallen into one of these main categories. One is the mindset coach approach. And this coach approach will most likely fall under the ongoing or month-to-month launch style. This leaves room for last-minute plans and inspiration when it strikes. The strategic coach approach is another one. This will most likely fall under the month-to-month or quarterly, yearly, but even within the month-to-month, it'll be very planned out and known ahead of time. This person has a very strategic approach to their coaching when they're coaching clients, but also when they're planning their business. They tend to know what's happening 6 months out, a year out even. The next one is the aspirational coach approach. This coach approach person will most likely fall under ongoing and quarterly or monthly. This person has big visions and knows where they want to go, which helps them plan for big quarterly or monthly projects. But they are very in the moment and focused on embodying what they want to become, which might mean last-minute inspirational bursts, hence the ongoing when something just feels right. And then the last coach approach is the spiritual one. They'll most likely fall under ongoing and quarterly or monthly. Similarly to the mindset approach, they want to launch when it feels right, feels aligned, and they feel called. They need to leave room for this because their intuition knows best. That being said, because they do trust their intuition and inner guidance, they tend to have an intuitive hit on when and what they should launch, hence the quarterly, yearly structure and big project focus being good for them. Having that clear, big vision and focus helps them stay more in the moment with the ongoing approach. All right, so the next step is you want to consider your lifestyle, right? What are your commitments outside of your business? This is going to definitely affect your launch schedule, not just your coach approach, right? So again, you want to take into account your lifestyle and commitments. Example, a mom of a newborn baby working a part-time job outside of their coaching business is probably going to have a different availability than someone without kids who's full-time in their coaching business. Very different commitments, very different amount of energy available and time available. So we need to go back to part 2 that I did in this presentation again. If you're watching this just on YouTube, which you are because I'm filming this just for YouTube, that might be a little bit confusing, but I will make sure it makes sense. If you want the whole workshop, by the way, it's in, again, the Facebook group. By the way, I already mentioned this, but it's in my Facebook group. I'm going to link it down below along with the workbook that you have along with it so you can really follow along. It's chock full. It's really good altogether. So I highly recommend watching the whole thing. But you want to think how many hours a week you can work total, right? What is not only realistic for you, but won't stretch you too thin, where you're constantly stressed, feeling behind, and not doing your best work. Quality over quantity always. So example, if you are a mom of a newborn baby, but still want to work your business 15 hours a week, right? Option 1, month to month or quarterly, spending those 15 hours prepping for a program launch that will help you have a big influx of clients or income might be more worth your time. So you can prepare fully, put out quality content, and then have a season of just serving your clients again. So this could be a really good option for someone who's like got 15 hours a week, they have a newborn baby, they're really busy, so they need to really spend that time wisely. So they're going to spend that time prepping for a launch, get those big influx of clients, and then just serve those clients. Then when those clients are served and done and they've got a good routine going, then they could work on their next launch. And so they kind of move from that month to month or quarterly. Or you could do more of an ongoing, spending those 15 hours a week putting out content and forming relationships to take clients right away. So you're not prepping for a big influx, you're just right away, slowly but surely. Instead of having like maybe a month of prep or a month and a half of warming people up and then doing a big launch to get a bunch of clients, you're going to just start slowly sharing your value and you're going to start opening up spots right away. So you'll probably have people trickle in. Maybe you'll have 5 clients your first month, 5 clients your next month, 5 clients your next month versus 15 all at once, right? Both are fine. Neither is right or wrong. It totally depends on what you want to do and what you feel like you have time for. While you have those clients, you can rework your schedule to schedule with what time you have left to work on future projects. So some homework for you if you want to take it, my YouTube family. Which approach do you fall under? Make sure to go to maggieandalena.com/quiz so you can take that quiz and see what approach you fall under. Then, which launch style feels most like yours? Which lends itself most to your coach approach? Which lends itself most to your lifestyle, like we just were showing you examples of? And use the space provided in the workbook. Again, I'm going to put the workbook down below. It's for the whole workshop, but you can skip to the part for this specific part to plan out your next few months of launching. If you fall under ongoing, you can be very brief with this, right? You'll focus more on the content you put out on a regular basis to continually attract clients to you, since you're essentially always selling or taking clients.
Thank you for coming along with me today. Again, the full workshop is in the description for you below, but I'm really curious, which launch style do you feel like you fall most under? Ongoing, month to month, or quarterly, yearly? And just remember, you can change your mind and your style. I have definitely shifted over the years. When I first started with Beachbody back in network marketing, I was all the time. I was ongoing. Now and then I was month to month, very much focused. Now I'm more quarterly and yearly. So we evolve, right? Things change. You're allowed to change your mind. So don't think that just when you say this right now in the comments, you have to commit to it forever. You change. You're allowed to change your mind. Your business is going to evolve as you do. But I really hope this helped you just have some kind of plan for the future so you can start working your programs and your launching of your programs around your personality, around your lifestyle and your commitments and other priorities you have, because your business is not your only priority, and we want to make sure that it doesn't interrupt your real priorities. That's something that I'm really passionate about helping people do. So thank you so much. Make sure you give this a like, a subscribe, a comment, all those YouTube things, and I'll see you in the next one.